Welcome to a preview of racing. We're at turffontein, where it's inside track racing for this Thursday. We're looking forward to an 8-race program starting at 5 minutes to 1. Last time we were there last Saturday, we were treated to some very competitive racing, and you just feel that the quality is coming back. The quantity will follow likewise. Right, it is going to be a bipod that starts in our very first. You're reminded that you're watching Waited to Win, proudly brought to you by Betway, and you can always get in touch with us. And in fact, our main man here, Daryl Marie, via the X handle or the WhatsApp number, whichever is more convenient for you. Talk about our main man. It is Daryl back in the hot seat, and I think these near misses have got to stop, huh? We cannot keep hitting the bar.
We're knocking loudly.
Because your Ranfield Rockets looked the part, and I mean, of course, obviously, people had listened to you or had also looked into the form and backed into favoritism, huh?
Yeah, I must be honest, that hurts. I thought he was a winner. All
yeah,
over except for on the line.
But Thursday racing on the inside track, what's your feelings? I know you like standside track. Are you averse to the inside track?
I'm very in favor of the inside track too. I love I'm a draw player. So unfortunately, the false rail hasn't been published yet.
Yes.
If it's out, it negates a good draw somewhat.
Yes.
That's my feeling. But nevertheless, we'll give it our best go. In the opening leg of the bipod, I played the safe route. I mean, it does look like a three-cornered contest. Let's Pay a Poke is proving to be very costly. But he's having his peak run and he's coming back slightly in trip. I'll give him a chance in this lineup. Ombudsman, nice improvement with the blinkers. He led for a long way, just got collared late. Striker from a neat draw for the ASSM Racing Syndicate.
His employers, in other words.
Yes, for his sponsors. He must be included. And I'm not discounting the filly, who happens to be my top elect, that is Saigon Susie. Now, obviously, she does get that sex allowance.
Yes.
She's a 3-year-old, so she's only got 55.5 to shoulder. I thought she was a bit unfortunate last time out. I don't know if you recall, we went for her. And there was a first timer, I think Dennis Schwarz rode for Erico Verdenese, who hung slightly towards the outside running rail.
That's right.
And it actually got very tight for her. I thought if that didn't happen, she would have gone very close to winning.
It was Erico's own silks, wasn't it?
Yes, I think Ghostbuster or something like that.
It ran again recently, yes.
So we're going to double up in the opening leg. Of that, I have no doubt. I've gone 1, 5, and 9.
1, 5, and 9, and that is to treble up. And of course, Crimson Cloud Formline has produced a winner, not the strongest of fields. That is Together Again, who in turn produced a winner as well. So perhaps there is a bit of solidity to that form still yet to come. King and Mello is in town to do duty for the stable of Jon Jansen van Fury. All right, we'll move on to the first leg of the PA. We're racing on the inside track at turffontein for Thursday's meeting. It's a tab 20-bet 0861 0000822, and they're going over the 1,200 meters of field of 9 fillies and mares. There is a form update, and I'm talking about that form line that I just alluded to, where Together Again came out of that Crimson Crowd form line. Coming out of the Together Again form line is a horse called Cartagena, who won just last Thursday, and that was over a distance of 1,200 meters. Well, it is Golden Argo who was behind, and that was 5.65 lengths behind. That's a form update about the 2 Golden Argo. Fifth last time out, 5.65 lengths behind. Now, Mr. Marie, it is race number 2, and we're looking at the 8 Iconic Winter. One of your favorites with the 1 Autumn Var, both at 3 to 1. And then the 4 Line in the Sky not far behind, and that is at 33 to 10. Now, we did touch on the family of the 4 Line in the Sky. That is Juliet Tango's form line. Juliet Tango and the Diwali Rockets family.
That's right. And there was a lot of money for her on debut. Firstly, she is held, but she's got a lot of scope for improvements. By Autumn Var. So she's got a possibility of reversing that form. In saying that, Autumn Var's got a lot more experience, a bit more early toe. So I think the inside track from a neat draw gives her a possibility of confirming that form. I think in time to come, we could see Line in the Sky progress to be a better filly. I'm not too sure about that. Another thing I want to touch on is I don't think she moved very well fluently down to the start,
This
line
is
in the
line in the
sky.
sky. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm really keen to see how she goes to post. Now, Autumn Var, you can see in her penultimate start, she is held by the St. John Grey filly, Take Your Place. But that was her second start. Take Your Place is a lot more exposed. So I think, once again, from a knee draw and the improvement she showed last time out, I think she can reverse the form with Take Your Place. So I've got a slight preference for Autumn Var over Take Your Place. But the filly that really catches my eye over here is Jilted.
I thought so.
Alson's filly. You know, last time out, you can clearly
Saddle
put a
swept.
line through that. Penultimate start, Alson made it very clear that she hit the front a long way from home against the boys. That form line has really stood up nicely. I think Striker will give her a nice patient ride. A little bit of concern is Alson was, you know, really, although he wasn't having many winners, his stable was on song a few
Yes.
weeks ago.
Yeah.
They all were running well. So let's see how the yard goes. I'd really love to see Jilted get it right. I think even a few runs ago in her penultimate start, that third behind Rodeo Drive, over 1,000 meters, suggests to me that coming back could be favorable. And then the current favorite, I'm wary about her film line, Iconic Winter. You know, she finished alongside a filly called Luck, a butterfly who's still a battling maiden. So my preference is for numbers 1 and 5. I've got respect for 4, 6, and 8.
Thank you very much. There it is. The PA's been up there, 1 and 5 in the first leg. Don't leave out Jilted. Striker gets some margins in the colours of the Breeders' Wilcom Ostrift stud. All right, we move on to the big one, the pick 6. It is a play, soccer 6, 10, and 13 maiden plate. They're going over the 14 of 50. We should be off with the race number 3 at 2:05. Now, just having a look at the early indicators in the market. We have a 5-2 favorite in the form of the 2 Chili Bomb. It is Muzi Yeni for the Paul Matchett stable in the colours of owner Mr. Lawrence Verners. And then from that, we go to 3-1 about the 8 or 12 o'clock high. And then it's 33-10 about the 3 Red Legends. I'm going to try and do my little bit of mind reading here. And I think Mr. Marie is going to start with number 8 at 12 o'clock high.
Yes, and I've got all my eggs in one basket here because it is the opening leg of the pick 6, and I've chosen to bank her.
And please confirm, I have not seen any selection or even discussed this race with you.
Oh, you're a good mind reader. Will he win though? Can I ask you that question?
I would like to say, and I say this, please, with all the humility in the world, never ridden a horse in my life. But the going on top these days, you cannot afford to sit and think that people are going to come back to you. And I think it was given too much to do. And it's no slight on the jockey. Maybe he underestimated how far they go.
Yeah, I think the connections were disappointed last time out with his performance out at the Vaal. He was out of his ground, but I'm not reading into that form line. I'm going into his penultimate start. Let me just put it out there. I'm not a fan of the corrupt form line, but
we haven't seen what corrupt can do.
Yeah, there was a filly from Paulie Matchett's yard that we went for, fetching copy. Ran second in City Lights' race.
City Lights' race. Yeah. Oh, yes, indeed. Yes, you did like it.
Yeah.
Yes.
But now, the current favourite, who I find a little bit confusing, is Chili Bomb. Now, Chili Bomb was having his third run.
Yes.
Whereas 12 o'clock was having his debut. And they ran alongside each other. 12 o'clock high was unfortunate. He found a lot of interference on that occasion. Okay, you have to be willing to put a line through your second start. But what I saw on debut, he is going to reverse the form just as long as he repeats that effort with Chili Bomb. So I've got a preference for 12 o'clock high. If you don't want to bank him like I have in the opening leg of the pick 6, you have to include Red Legend, who I think improved last time out. They brought him back in trip and they put blinkers and a compression hood on him, and he showed some improvements. Also a little bit wary about that form line, Final Tries form line. And then if you want to go wider, Flight Engineer, who I think if they've possibly tweaked with maybe a few bit change or got him to settle a bit more, can go close in a lineup like that. I'm expecting more improvement on his behalf. So I'm actually going banker the HA in all bets, respect for 2, 3, and 6.
There it is, confirmed, and that is an outlay of 1,152 Rand. Off time, 2 minutes, 2 rather, race 3. Okay, so don't forget, we are closely, really getting closer to that start of the leagues all around the country. The ones that matter to us are, of course, the PSL. That is a local league that will start in a week or two's time. And then before that, it is Friday, and it is at the start of the EPL 2024-2025. Lots of betting opportunities. Just go to that Betway app, and you will be directed as to where to go, respectively. Right, race number 4, far-reaching. That is your favorite at 17 to 10, 5 to 2. Is the 9 at Todoku. The 5 Accept Cookies is at 11 to 2. The 6 Ancient Wisdom is at 11 to 2. It's 15 to 2 and better. Bar those quoted runners. Now, far-reaching. We're back to that together again form line. That could be, of course, either enhanced or it could be thrown in the air earlier on in the program. Are you a fan of that form line? I know you're not the biggest fan of far reaching, if memory serves me right. You were not, you usually compliment yourself about far reaching.
Yeah, you know, even the stable made it clear that she's small and she's limited. You know, she was a bit unfortunate last time out. I think in another stride or two, she possibly gets up. And I'm wary about the form line, but one has to say that it's really stood up. I mean, Silver Flare came out to win from there, Cartagena, but still, I don't think it's as strong as Todoku. Now, in my mind, Todoki should be a clear-cut favorite.
Yeah.
She ran against winners last time out. She stayed on very stoutly towards the end. She made a lot of improvement from run 1 to run 2. She's unexposed of this distance. Her dam won over a mile, and it appears as if she's going to love the step up in trip. From what I saw in her last start, you know, her sire stayed all day. So, in that very same race was a stable companion, number
Yes.
2, Emblem of the Sun.
Uh-huh.
I expected more from her on that occasion, but just judged on what I saw, she should confirm the form with her stable companion, who I actually make her biggest danger. So I think, and I'll repeat myself, the pointer form line is stronger than the together again form line. I expect them, not that it's going to happen, Cecil, but I expect them to run in the order of 9, 2, and 1.
9, 2, and 1. The only slight dampener, although we've got to say that the winner on Saturday, Bakwena, won with consummate ease.
Yes.
The runner-up came out of that pointer form line, if memory serves me right, and that was a certain Hey Julia.
Yes, she came out
And she finished
yeah.
So maybe that could actually be a positive rather than a negative, because Bakwena won with such authority. Yeah.
She could be really special. It looks like it. Another horse that you can expect a lot of improvement from is number 5, Accept Cookies. I think the extra triple will certainly favour her, but I'm also wary about that form line, but she's got a lot of scope for improvement.
1, 2, 9. That'll be the first the first leg of Daryl Marie, and then he does go wide at the last hurdle. That is race number 7. Of course, we're talking jackpots. We're getting into the start of jackpot 2. Don't forget that bet we have been talking about for a couple of weeks now, and it actually had been around even a lot more weeks than we have been talking about it. That is the million jackpot that is accessible on a Betway. It's about choosing winners of the last 8 races. In the case of a meeting with 8 races, you choose your 8 selections, preferably all to win, but you have the latitude of choosing one that you think can run a place, and you're in for some big tom. Right, let's get to race number 5. 2,600 meters is the distance of this middle stakes. Certainly looking forward to this race, and it's the one Raids Hallelujah. Not the worst run in the Gold Cup, and that is back on the high felt 2 to 1. 320 drachmas, the 28 to 10, 5 to 1 is the 4. Prime example also showing a return to form gradually, 6 to 1 and better, bar those quoted runners. Now, I'm right to say, Mr. Marie, after that very, very good win over Breeze over last time out, when Richard Fourie pulled out all the stops, giving weight all round, Razor Hallelujah meets the rivals in that race on the same weight terms. And so what do you think the outcome should be, or are races won on paper?
Yeah, I mean, it's there for all to see. He holds prime example. He's better off, he's the exact same weights as you touched on. The same can be said about a fraud, 20 drachmas, and absolute value. So on paper, there's no reason that they should be able to reverse the form with him. And he is the class act in the race. Just strictly having a look at the best weighted column, you know, there's 3 or 4 runners right on top of each other, so he's not slugging in this race. And he's also had 2 hard races in the Gold Vase and the Gold Cup.
Yeah.
But on paper, he's certainly the horse to beat. Now, 20 drachmas in that race behind Breezeover, he ran a bit below par. One has to say that. But unfortunate last time out, behind Vesuvio, I thought he should have possibly won. That's just my opinion. I think he'll go close.
Any substance to my saying prime example maybe just coming into form now?
Yes, I like prime example, and I like the fact that the blinkers come off. I think on his day, this horse is very good, Cess, but you have to catch him right.
Yeah.
He's not the most consistent, but what I've seen in the past from him, he can certainly expose a field like this. I know that's if the favorite runs slightly below par or isn't 100%.
Yeah.
Weather Wizard.
You're
Now,
falling in love with that.
I expected more from him in his first start for his new yard.
Uh-huh.
He was fitted with blinkers on that occasion. They come off. You know, we always go back to that run over a mile and a half where Cabello took the bull by the horns and galloped from the jump. If Muzi does similar with 52 to shoulder, who says he can't hold on? Yeah, so I'm going 1, 3, 4, and 7. I don't particularly have a top choice over here.
There is a jackpot 2, and there it is. The numbers just mentioned by Mr. Marie: 1, 3, 4, and 7. And the one, Raise a Hallelujah, after 2 very decent runs during the season that's just concluded at the coast that was at Hollywood Bets Grave. All right, it is a matter of hours before the EPL gets underway. That is in the UK, and then a matter of days before the PSL, which will now carry the brown signage of Betway, gets underway. Will Pirates in their black and white silks don that first crown as the Betway PSL champions? We will await to see. Right, let's get to race number 6, the last chance to get involved in a pick 3. Classified stakes, and Robbie Sage in great form. French Impact, Gavin Arena aboard, and that is at 22 to 10. Number 4, Final Try, 5 to 2. Number 7, Kylie's Angel, Riso Maiden, winner 9 to 2. 5 to 1 is the 8 coming in hot. 13 to 2 and Better Bar those. Please take note, the 9 Sail the Sky, who certainly deserves that rest. 2 runs back to back in a matter of days. It is scratching this afternoon. Right, pray tell, French Impact, worthy favourite?
I believe so. Take note, Final Try fitted with a set of blinkers for the first time, and Out the Mist refitted with blinkers. She tries them again. And from Stallgate 1 with a 2.5 kg apprentice allowance off her back, I think she's going to try Catch Me If You Can tactics, be on a bicycle early. That should give the run of the race to Final Try. Now, he's having his peak run. Not really a fan of his form line, Cecil, but he's lightly raced. He should get the run of the race. Cherry ripe, neat draw, a lot of things are in his favor. But you touched on a key point of here. Robbie Sage stable is on song. I think his last 5 runners have accounted for 3 winners. Quantum Theory, who I'm kicking myself because I gave an outside chance to. Unzen, they fired off the boards, and I think Cape Lights.
And then, of course, that very impressive first-timer, Donan Platina, that was Poblano.
Correct, yeah. So he doesn't step out many horses, but when he does, they really do well. French Impact, this horse, I expected so much more from him. Was just doing things the wrong way in running. Far too keenly, fiercely. Came right back in trip last time out. He settled and he quickened beautifully up the straight. So off a 75, I expect him to confirm the form. I mean, to go back to back. And I think this is his niche now, 1200. Allow him to settle and do his best when necessary or when needed. So I'm going 1 from 4 in that order. But please take note, I do expect him to give Final Try weight and start because he comes out sluggishly.
Thank you very, very much. That is a French Impact confidence selection there from Darryl Marie in that first leg of the last pick 3, race 6. No doubt about the race of the afternoon. It is. They're certainly looking forward to race number 7. The fillies and mares 97 divided handicap. They'll be going over the 1450, and there is some nice sorts in race number 7. But just having a look at the earlier betting, we had 5-2 about the favorite number 3, Vix Princess, who comes off a bit of a break, and that is 152 days. And thereafter, it does get tight. 72 about the consistent Alabama Anna. The One Soldier's Eye, that is at 5-1. And after that, you can name your price. That is about it in single digits. Oh, 15-2, I beg your pardon, about what could be a surprise package in the form of the 2. That's My Baby from the stable of Sean Terry. Did quite well in KZN. And then he brought it back. It was over the 1100 last time out. This seems to be more of a better trip.
Yeah, I'm expecting a lot of improvement from her. I mean, she couldn't have been beaten 11 innings last time out. A penultimate start behind Narina Tragon, she was a little bit unfortunate. I don't know if you recall, Grant van Niekerk went for that inside running run, and it got a little bit tight for her. She certainly wouldn't have won. Could have finished closer.
But it is a strong form line, though.
Yes, and she's highly regarded by the yard.
Yeah.
She goes well on the inside track here. So I like her. I've actually included her. Let's just touch on the current favorite, Vix Princess. Now, have a look. I mean, she hasn't won in her last couple of starts.
Yes.
She's been bumped up from a 91 to a 98 for running a few places.
Yes.
She's off for 5 months. I expect her. Listen, I'm not saying she can't win, but I expect her to blow in the market. I mean, she was ready to win, and they put her away for 5 months, maybe just to mature. She's still a young filly, but I don't think she'll be 100% tuned after 5 months.
Yeah.
But she's got the class. I mean, you can see she's improving nicely. Now, there's an interesting form line of here between Duenna, number 4, and Alabama Anna, number 6.
Yes.
Now, go back a few runs, Cecil. You'll see Duenna got the better of Alabama Anna by a short head.
15th of Feb.
Take note, Alabama Anna is 9 kilograms better off for a short head. And I'm going to sit here and say that Duenna's got a possibility of confirming that form. Don't ask me why, but Alabama Anna is a 6-year-old mare. Currently in her place, she's running consistently. But Duenna is an improving 4-year-old filly. This is the highest she's ever been, a 94. So she's still progressing. So I've got a preference for number 4, Duenna. But the filly the mare that catches my eye over here is Rattlebag. I know she's 2 kilograms under sufferance over here, but I've loved her 2 comeback efforts since being rested, and she's dropped slightly in the rating, so I'm not concerned that she's under sufferance. Her latest victory was over this course and distance, and she slaughtered the short price favourite on that occasion. I don't know if you recall, a filly trained by Mark de Kock, Sharapova.
Yes, indeed.
She beat her by 3-yard lengths. I'm going Rattlebag each way over here. Respect for a whole lot of others.
Right, an interesting race, and as I said, a race worthy of its status as our top liner, race number 7. 8 Rattlebag is the first choice. Okay, so we get into another competitive event around our proceedings, and now the title of race 8 is a very, very good reminder of what happens this weekend. Next 17 race meeting Saturday, the 24th of August, Fillies and Mares 77, which means that this weekend we will not be racing at Turffontein whatsoever. No racing on the Highfield. However, double-header of Vol Racing, Tuesday and a Wednesday next week before we get into that sale. Right, let's have a look at the betting. It is Do It With Diamonds. That is a Silvano who's had the 2 runs for Tony, and that's Sonny Peter, won his maiden, and then followed up with a very good second. And by the way, the horse that it beat that day eventually came and annihilated its field to win its maiden. Key work I'm talking about. The second favorite is the 2 Princess Alaria, 3-1, 9-2, the 9 Green Bubbles. It is a 6s about number 5 Cerulean Dancer, Cusay Azul, the 3, 17-2, 12-1 about the 4 Courageous, and I stopped there. It's 20s and better. I purposely stop at 12-1 because I'm sure we're going to touch on the 12-1 shot somewhere along the line.
Yes, I like the look of Courageous here. Here's a filly that's having a peak run. Take note, Cecil, there's an equipment change. Her tongue gets tied for the first time. And I'm sure that's Moosy's advice. He's ridden her in her last 2 starts. And they fits in the tongue tie for the first time. Peak run, ratings come back slightly. She goes well over the inside track. She's well drawn. I expect her to possibly reverse the form with Princess Ilaria. I'm not entirely convinced she will, but I think there is a possibility. So I like the look of her, especially at around 12-1. The current favorite, Do It With Diamonds, you can't fault her form up in the high fault. The only thing that can put a little bit of a dampener to those that are really keen on her chances is that she did pick up a £4 penalty for running second last time out, but she's having her peak run. She's a daughter by Silvano. She should improve with racing, so I certainly give her a winning chance. But that £4 penalty might just take the edge off things over here. But in saying that, in a few months' time, she might be reaching the upper 80s. Then let's touch on the Monte Carlo Syndicate, Mr. Mark Woodstock's Green Bubbles. Here's a filly or a mare now that's really done well recently. Penultimate starts over was it the same course in distance?
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. She picked them up smartly right on the inside. She really loves it on the inside track. Although she's got a short burst, she tends to do well on the inside track. Yeah, I think she's in good form. Maybe it's a good day for Mr. Mark Woodstock. Hopefully by now 12 o'clock car has won. But yeah, I'm just going to focus on the exacta box over here. I think it is a three-cornered contest, numbers 1, 4, and 9. In saying that, I did add numbers 2, 3, and 5 in the pick 6.
Okay, so now I can tell you that Mike Woodstock, off air, was still licking his wounds about the horse that you mentioned that runs in race 3. And he certainly will be looking for a bit of recompense. But he had Mount Darwin come through to win that cheered spirits up and no end. That has been looking at the Turffontein meeting for Thursday.